everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Nidhar and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in the GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in the GK Today Android application. In this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision e-books that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. And let me tell you one more thing. If you want the Hindi version of this session, you can refer to our former channel named as GK Today. The link has been given in the description box from where you can reach to. So without taking much of your time, let's get started. Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 6th and 7th of February 2022. Starting with very first question. Scheme for enhancement of competitiveness of capital goods sector is associated with which ministry? So the Ministry of Commerce and Industry has notified the second phase of the scheme for enhancement of competitiveness in the capital goods sector. So the scheme was notified with a financial outlay of 1,207 crore rupees and it would consist of a budgetary support from the government of total 975 crore rupees and the rest of 232 crore rupees would come through the industry contribution. Okay. Now apart from it, as per the union budget, linkage of national generic document registration system with the One Nation, One Registration software will be promoted. And the government has focused on digitization of the land records through its scheme named as Digital India Land Record Modernization Program. Okay. So according to the Department of Land Records, Ministry of Rural Development, over 90% of the land records have been digitized across 24 states. Okay. So you can be asked that which union ministry implements Digital India Land Record Modernization Program? It is Ministry of Rural Development. Okay. Now apart from it, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation has recently released the 28th edition of the publication Energy Statistics India 2022. So it is a repository of the statistics on energy resources and it highlights India's commitment and progress made in the sustainable energy systems. So this publication presents the concept of production, consumption, trade, energy balance, etc. And the data is collected from the Ministry of Coal, Petroleum and Natural Gas, Ministry of Power and Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Okay. Question number 2. Which state launched Project Sadbhawana to improve the governance? So the Assam Chief Minister Hemant Biswa Sarma has launched the Project Sadbhawana and it aims to dispose over 4 to 5 lakh pending files lying in the state secretariat within a year. Okay. So a portal will be created where people can inform of their pending files, and along with the Project Sadbhawana, a Swachhata Abhiyan will also be launched to promote the cleanliness in all the departments in the secretariat. Okay. So correct answer is Assam. Now Assam was also in news because of its district named as Kachar, which carried out Mission Parvarish, which recovered nearly 704 out of 800 children aged between 6 months to 5 years from severe acute malnourishment, and hence this mission also got the Scotch Award. Okay. So do remember that this mission belonged to the state Assam. Now apart from it, there is a village in the state of Kerala named as Kumbalangi. It became the first ever sanitary napkin free village in the country and it is located in the Ernakulam district of Kerala. So it was possible because of a campaign under which menstrual cups are distributed to the women who are aged 18 and above. Okay. Do remember that this village also holds the title of India's first model tourist village. Okay. Now Kerala was also in news because of its Kollam district. Why it is important? Because of its special campaign named as The Citizen. under which people would be educated on the basic principles of Indian Constitution. And aim of the initiative is to declare the Kollam district as a totally constitution literate district on 14th of August midnight. Okay. And in the month of October, Assam Fisheries Ministry has launched an application which is the India's first e-fish market app named as Fishwale. And the application has been developed by Aqua Blue Global Aquaculture Solutions in collaboration with the State Fisheries Department. So now this application will help both buyers and the sellers to place orders and sell the fishes online. Okay. Question number 3. When is the World Neglected Tropical Diseases Day observed? So this day is observed on 30th of January every year to raise awareness on neglected tropical diseases. So this year's theme was Achieving Health Equity to End the Neglect of Poverty Related Issues. And some examples of neglected tropical diseases are, for example, dengue, leprosy, rabies, and chikungunya, etc. And totally they affect 1 billion people globally. Okay. Now apart from it, World Wetlands Day is observed on 2nd of February every year to raise awareness about their importance and the need to preserve them. So on this day, the Convention on Wetlands was adopted in the year 1971. And do remember that World Wetlands Day 2022 is observed as a United Nations International Day for the very first time. And the theme for this year is Wetlands Action for People and Nature. Okay. Now every year, 16th of November is celebrated as National Press Day in memory of the foundation of the Press Council of India in the year 1966. So do remember that leading national daily, The Hindu, has been awarded the Project Siren Award for the newspapers 2021, and the award has been given for consistent high performance on Project Siren's scorecards. And talking about this award, it has been initiated by International Mental Health Organization, which tracks the Center for Mental Health Law and Policy, that tracks and scores the media reports on suicide. Okay, you have to tell me, when do we observe Toilet Day? Please answer me in the comments. Question number 4. Lake Abert is located as a border between which two countries? So two oil giants, France's Total Energies and the China National Offshore Oil Corporation, have signed a $10 million deal to develop Uganda's energy resources and build a regional oil pipeline. And the project aims to exploit the crude oil reserves at Lake Abert, which is a 160-kilometer natural border between Uganda and Democratic Republic of Congo. Okay. Now apart from it, the United Nations General Assembly has adopted a historic resolution in the month of December to graduate 3 nations from the LDC, that is least developed country category, to the developing country now. Okay. So which are these 3 countries? Bangladesh, Nepal and Lao People's Democratic Republic. Okay. Now do remember that China has taken over the chairship of BRICS from India in the year 2022. And the theme for this year is Foster High Quality BRICS Partnership Usher in a New Era for Global Development. Okay. So total 25 events were planned by the BRICS Science Technology Innovation Steering Committee, of which India will host a total of 5 events. Fine. Also do remember that World Trade Organization has recently provided the developing country tag to the country China. Fine. And also China was in news because recently the world's largest metro line has been opened in China's Shanghai province. And with this, Shanghai holds its rank as the city with the largest metro network worldwide. Now there are 20 metro lines and 508 stations in the Shanghai. Okay. And Shanghai is also important because here the headquarters of New Development Bank lies. Okay. And NDB was also in news because the BRICS NDB has announced that it will add the country Egypt as its new member, and Egypt is the 4th new member admitted to NDB after Bangladesh, UAE and Uruguay. Okay. Also do remember that Indonesia is set to ratify its membership of Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership in 2022. Question number 5. What is the objective of Kavach Technology announced for the Indian Railways? So the Union Budget announced that 2000 kilometers of the rail network will be brought under the Kavach technology in 2022 to 23. So Kavach is basically an indigenously developed anti-collision device network, and it is SIL4 certified, which means there is a probability of single error in nearly 10,000 years. Means it is almost impossible to have any error. Okay. So 400 new Vande Bharat trains will be introduced and 100 Prime Minister Gati Shakti cargo terminals will be built in the next 3 years. Okay. Now apart from it, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has laid the foundation stone of 594 kilometers Ganga Expressway in the state of Uttar Pradesh recently. And after completion of the work, it will be the longest expressway of UP that connects the western and the eastern regions of the state. And this 6-lane expressway, which is expandable to nearly 8 lanes, will be built at a cost of more than 36,000 crore rupees. Okay. Also, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated the 9,802 crore rupees Saryu Canal National Project in Balrampur district of Uttar Pradesh. So this project connects basically 5 rivers which include Ghagra, Saryu, Rapti, Benganga and Rohini. Okay. Now apart from all these things, the funding and implementation of the Ken-Betwa interlinking of rivers project were approved by the Union Cabinet with a total cost of 44,605 crore rupees. And it is the first project under the National Perspective Plan for interlinking of rivers, and it seeks to transfer water from the Ken River to the Betwa rivers, and both are the tributaries of river Yamuna. So a special purpose vehicle called Ken-Betwa Link Project Authority will also be set up. Okay. You have to tell me who has recently won the 57th Jananpith Award. Please answer me in the comments. Question number 6. Hohe Sonnenblick mountain in the Hohe Tauern National Park is located in which country? So a new study has been done at an altitude of 3,106 meters at the top of the mountain Hohe Sonnenblick in Austria. And the study is investigating the amount of plastic trickling down on us from the atmosphere, and according to this study, about 30% of the nanoplastic particles measured on the mountain top originate from a radius of 200 kilometers. So around 10% of the particles measured in the study were blown onto the mountain by wind and weather over 2000 kilometers. Okay. Simply you have to remember that this national park is in Austria. Now a few days back we have seen that Government of Malaysia and the Global Tiger Forum has jointly organized the 4th Asian Ministerial Conference on Tiger Conservation. Now earlier we have seen that Orang National Park was in news. Why? Because the government of Assam has decided to increase the size of Orang National Park to 3 times. So the state is to add nearly 200 square kilometers to the existing area. Okay. Do remember that National Park and Wildlife Sanctuaries are declared under the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, while the Biosphere Reserves are declared under UNESCO Man and Biosphere Reserve Program 1971. Okay. Also earlier, National Park, Wildlife Sanctuaries and other wildlife related subjects were in the state list in the Indian Constitution, but later on by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976, these subjects moved to the concurrent list. Okay. Now which is the largest national park in India? It is Hemis National Park. It lies in Ladakh. It is actually very much known for its snow leopards. Then which is the first marine national park in India? It lies in Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat. After that, only floating national park in India is Kebul Lamjo National Park, which lies in Manipur. Oldest national park is Jim Corbett in the state of Uttarakhand. Also, there are few national parks which were frequently in news. For example, Kuno National Park, it is in Madhya Pradesh. Then Bhitarkanika, it lies in Odisha. After that, Bagza National Park, it is in West Bengal. Then Sariska is in Rajasthan. And you have to tell me, where is Namdapha National Park? Also in the earlier lecture we have talked about various tiger reserves. For example, there is Pakke Tiger Reserve, it is in Arunachal Pradesh. Then Manas, Nameri, Orang and Kaziranga, all of them lies in Assam. After that, Valmiki Tiger Reserve is in Bihar. Then Palmau is in Jharkhand. After that, Ranthambore, Sariska and Mukundra all are in Rajasthan. Then Bandipur and Bhadra are in Karnataka. And I'm writing it here. Kanha, Pench, Bandhavgarh and Panna all are in Madhya Pradesh. Now you have to tell me, where is the Rajaji Tiger Reserve? Please answer me in the comments. Question number 7. Japan's parliament adopted a resolution on which country's serious human rights situation? So Japan's parliament has adopted a resolution on the serious human rights situation in the country China and asked the Chinese government to take the steps to relieve the situation. And Japan has already announced it will not send a delegation to the upcoming Beijing Winter Olympics following a US-led diplomatic boycott over concerns about the China's human rights condition. Okay. Now let's see some of the things why Japan was in news. First of all, there is a Senkaku Island, which is an uninhabited island chain in the East China Sea that has been administered by Japan for several decades. So basically China and Japan are claiming the island. So senior defense officials from Japan and China held their first high-level dialogue and agreed to establish a hotline in order to avoid this physical conflict. Okay. Also, Japan has recently launched an advanced commercial communication satellite named as Inmarsat 6 F1 aboard H-2A rocket. So this is a 5,470 kg satellite and it is one of the largest and most sophisticated commercial communication satellites ever launched. Okay, so do remember that this satellite belonged to Japan. Also, Japan cabinet has approved a record high defense budget of 5.4 trillion yen, that is $47.2 billion for the next financial year, and this is more than a ceiling of 1% of its GDP. Okay. And last month also we have seen that first successful test flight of short range surface to surface Pralay ballistic missile was conducted from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Islands off the coast of Odisha. Fine. Question number 8. Which is the nodal agency of the new scheme Pradhan Mantri Divine? So basically this stands for Pradhan Mantri Development Initiative for Northeast, and it was announced by the Union Minister for Finance Nirmala Sitharaman while presenting the Union Budget 2022-23. So this will be implemented through the Northeastern Council, and an initial allocation of 1500 crore rupees will be made for the new scheme. So it will fund the infrastructure and social development projects based on the needs of Northeast. Okay. So the nodal agency of this is Northeastern Council. Now GAIL, which stands for Gas Authority of India Limited, has commenced India's first of its kind project of mixing hydrogen into natural gas system at Indore in the state of Madhya Pradesh. So the hydrogen blended natural gas will be supplied to Avantika Gas Limited, which is one of the GAIL's joint venture company with HPCL, which is operating in Indore. So this is a pilot project to establish the feasibility of blending hydrogen in city gas distribution network. Okay. So you can be asked that which company has started India's first project of mixing hydrogen into natural gas system. Answer is GAIL. Now the union budget has reduced the alternative minimum tax, that is AMT, to be paid by the cooperative societies to 15%. And at present, the cooperative societies are required to pay this tax at the rate of 18.5%. So the budget proposed to reduce the surcharge from the 12% to 7% for cooperatives with a total income of 1 crore rupees up to 10 crore rupees. Fine. Also, Union Budget has announced a new scheme called Vibrant Villages Program, which aims to boost the infrastructure of the villages along India's border, especially with China. So under this program, additional funding will be provided in the activities which include housing, tourist centers, road connectivity, renewable energy, DTH access, and other livelihood support. Okay. Question number 9. Which Indian state or union territory has launched the CLAP program? CLAP itself stands for Clean Andhra Pradesh. So Andhra Pradesh government has started this particular program and it aims to clean up the rural areas, improve the sanitation conditions and waste management with public participation. So besides door-to-door collection of garbage, the campaign aims for segregation of liquid and solid waste, on-site waste treatment and encouraging the home composting. Okay. So correct answer is B, Andhra Pradesh. Now few days back we have seen that government of Andhra Pradesh has recently created 13 new districts and these districts were created based on the parliamentary constituencies. So with this, total number of districts in Andhra Pradesh has increased to 26. Also last month, Nagaland has created 3 new districts and now it has total 15 districts. Andhra Pradesh was also in news because the state government has recently notified rules for the Mahila Police Wing and also it has created a separate women police cadre and this wing comprises of inspectors, sub-inspectors, senior Mahila police, assistant sub-inspectors, Mahila police personnel, etc. Okay. And also Andhra Pradesh government has recently released 686 crore rupees for the Vidya Divena scheme. And this is the third tranche of this scheme. Actually, it provides the scholarship to the students who are not able to pay their college fees. Can you tell me which state stood first in the implementation of Shyam Prasad Mukherjee Rurban Mission? Answer me in the comments. Now coming to last question. Which country's researchers have found out that climate change is driving plants to flower earlier? So as per a recent study by the UK researchers, it has been found that the climate change is driving the plants to flower earlier and earlier. And the average first flowering date of UK plants is a month earlier than it was before 1986. And as per the research team, plants flowering too early could be disastrous for hibernating and migrating animals and also for the crops. Okay. The Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi launched the IRIS program at COP26 summit. What does IRIS stand for? Initiative for the Resilient Island States for Developing the Infrastructure of Small Island Nations. And also he has said that the small developing states face the biggest threat from climate change. So India's space agency ISRO will also build a special data window for them to provide information about the cyclones, floods, coral reef monitoring, coastline monitoring, etc. through the satellite. Okay. Now Narendra Modi and Boris Johnson from UK have jointly launched a new flagship international initiative at the COP26 World Leaders Summit named as Green Grid Initiative, One Sun, One World, One Grid. So this is aimed at accelerating the development of interconnected electricity grids across the continents, countries and communities, and also it aims to improve energy access of the poor through mini grids and off-grid solutions. Okay. Do remember that a glacier in Antarctica has been formally named Glasgow Glacier in honor of the city that hosted the United Nations Climate Summit to mark this COP26 summit. Okay. Do remember that COP27 would be hosted in 2022 by the country Egypt and COP28 would be hosted in 2023 by the country UAE. Okay. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Meenuzat Sana signing off.